Okay. Hi. So today is the 24th of August, and a couple days ago I tried to draw Wong Kar-wai's one of his scenes, which is this one. I forgot which movie it came from, but like this was my first attempt. It's so fucking ugly, like like I didn't even finish this, you know. And this is my second attempt, and then I was like, yo, I'm done. I am done with this. This is way too hard. This is harder than I thought, honestly. Like, I initially thought because the picture was blurry, it would be a little bit easier. But then, man, drawing two people in this tiny scale, or even like you can't see anything properly, it's so hard. Like, I don't know. Yeah, anyway. So I was like, okay, it's literally my second atmospheric drawing. I feel like I should just chill out a little bit instead of just go into like character portraiture, stuff like that. Yeah, I saw my limitations, you know. I saw the top for a little bit. But yeah, I'm like, okay, let's just start with the basics, because if I still continue drawing the same picture again and again and again, and it fails again and again and again, first, I don't know where I'm failing, and second, it's like it's just ego crushing, you know. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's just go back to the basics, start from some simple things, start from like landscape a little bit, whatever, and then go from there. Let's start with that. So here I have a couple of pictures. It's from Henry Film. Yeah, it's from an Instagram. I'll link his Instagram down below so you guys can see. But it's basically all the photos that he took. I'm just gonna test out this charcoal. It's really, really atmospheric, and I really like his photographs, like his photography. So that's why I decided to like paint his photographs. Draw. Yeah. And right now I'm just testing out another brush for charcoal. This brush is Paulina's Bright. Hey, no, it's actually not. It's Raphael brush. I'm just testing it out to see like how it reacts with the charcoal and how good it blends, how soft it blends, stuff like that. Because I feel like the brush that I had before, it's really coarse. Like it's not really packed, as in like this one. So I feel like it doesn't really pick up a lot of charcoal, and even if it picks it up, because it's so loose at the end, it just kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't spread that well. So this is like another brush. It is from it is not from Princeton. Their Neptune series. It's a round 8 brush. Yo, I did not call Siri. And then right now I am also testing out how this brush is. I feel like, personally speaking, this brush is not as fluffy as the Raphael one. As you guys can see, this is more fluffier, this is just less fluffier. And I feel like this one is a little bit denser, so like the black here is really pronounced, and it doesn't spread as much as I like, which the Raphael one spreads a lot. So I think for charcoal I'm going to use this one. Yeah, I don't know, it's just like testing it out. Cool. So this is a landscape, as you guys can see. I remember there was one subscriber asking me, hey, do I do any landscape? Right now I do. So I'm still practicing, you know. It's literally my second atmospheric drawing. Don't get your hopes too high, thinking that it's a tutorial. If it succeeds, it will be a tutorial. If it doesn't, just like watch for entertainment, okay? Yeah, like a lot of the times I don't know where to start with these atmospheric drawings, but it's okay. I feel like it's chill. It's chill. Right now I'm just dabbing it over because, as you can see, the bottom part is just a little bit darker. Just dabbing it around. Yeah. The brush that I'm using is basically a watercolor brush because it's like really fluffy. I don't know if it'll damage the brush, you know, using charcoal powder, whether or not it will damage, but we shall see. Today I'm feeling a lot better than yesterday. One of my friends, he took me out just around the beach to walk his dog, which is really, really nice of him. Yeah, and then he also fed me food. Basically, it's like, a lot of times when he asks, oh, did you eat? And I just tell him, oh, what I ate, and then it's not really healthy, you know what I mean? As in like, oh, yeah, I just ate an ice cream. And he's like, what? You just had an ice cream for like the morning? I'm like, yeah. Because sometimes in my studio practices, like on the days off, I literally just forget the time and what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden it's like 4 p.m. in the afternoon and I'm starving and I'm having dizziness, lightheadedness, and then I'm like, why am I feeling so weak? And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you didn't even eat for a whole day. You probably just had coffee and the milk and that's it, or probably at most a bagel, but that's it. No wonder you're feeling hungry. I'm like, true. That's true. That's true. So yeah, usually on my days off, I just forget to eat. Unfortunately, it's not a really good, I guess, habit. But like on the days when I'm working, I'm really on top of my shit, because like if I work, I'm gonna prepare my meal. I'm not gonna like spend $20-$30 outside for like a shitty meal. So I'm usually more on top of things when I'm working, like, because I actually need to think and prepare to, you know. Here I'm just kind of marking out where the ground is. I think this is straight, kind of. To be honest, the ground part and the sky part, it's not like, the separation isn't too pronounced, so I don't really need a harsh line or anything. Right now I'm just like coloring in the darker parts, darker area, probably like here, a little bit, really, really lightly, gently, just getting like the darks in, the bushes, whatever. And then using the brush, softening it up. I feel like I need a blending stump here. Let's use that. Hopefully my blending stump doesn't have too much charcoal. Just gonna make sure it doesn't have too much charcoal. I think this is good. My blending stump, it's also, the pressure is also really, really light. There's like one major reason I don't really like using a blending stump, because it usually creates hard edges. I don't know. Just adding the darkness to it. Just cleaning out the edge, because I feel like the brush can't really reach the edge. I don't know why. Like that. And then for background, like, I'm just drawing it like this, so it has that kind of tree-like. I'm dabbing my brush on a piece of paper, towel-ish, so that it's not too harsh on the paper initially. And then here we have it a little bit darker on the edge here. Just gonna soften it up. Here, oh, that's a lot. Should I blow it? Yes. I'll blow it sideways, so it doesn't get on my iPad and everywhere. Okay, cool. I want to say kind of like this. Yeah, I kind of like this base. Now I am just going to like draw in other places I feel like it's dark. Like right now I am hinting the grass a little bit. So a lot of repetitive movements here, but it's okay, it's worth it. And then when I get to the lighter parts, my pressure is just like really, really light. Darker parts you can like, wow, my computer is literally about to fly off. The fan is really making some noises. And then once you feel like the pencil's not sharp enough, just like sharpen it. It's literally beside the mic. I'm sorry if it's really loud. I'm probably gonna kind of draw in the human that's here. Just gonna hint it. Another one here. Still dealing with the grasses. It doesn't have to be uniform. But yes, it does feel like a tedious part of this drawing, just drawing grass. I'm kind of tired. Tired as in I want to sleep. I think there's like some other parts that's like more grayer, like here. I don't think I'm gonna like directly follow where each of the bushes are because that's just a lot and I don't want to be too precise on it. But I do think, ooh, there's a lot of light. I don't know if you can hear my pencil sound. Whoop. Yeah, just basically it's like a tedious work, as in you're just basically drawing grass. Well, I'm just basically drawing grass. But then you guys are watching me drawing grass. The lighter areas are just like, I'm still drawing the grass, but like really, really light pressure. And then right now I'm just going to use my brush to kind of blend everything in. Because if we just do the first layer of grass, it would be a little bit too harsh. As you can see, the grass really pronounced, really separated. We don't want them to like, we don't want the viewers to see each individual grass strands, you know what I mean? Like all we need to do, I think, is like just hint that there's grass there, that it's like a grass field. But you don't necessarily want them, the viewers, to see each one, because it will just feel like really too fake a little bit, not as natural. Here I'm also like kind of just scrubbing my pencil like that. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil. Let me see if I'm using the blending stump. Right now I can add a little bit more pressure on my charcoal. The charcoal that I'm using is to be soft. This is like my to-go charcoal. Like, I really like the darkness it gets, but then it doesn't break as easily. But then you can also make it super, super light as well. I'm probably gonna use some white. Gonna make it into like a pretty flat shape. I'm probably erasing some parts. Maybe a little bit flat and pointy, kind of. And I'm gonna erase some parts, some white parts of the grass. I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm just messing around with drawing. I'm probably gonna finish this one tomorrow or like on Monday. A little bit here. Here you can see like it's a little bit grayish or whitish. So I'm just going to like make it flat and then like press it. So maybe, yeah. Just like also dotting it around to see where you feel fit. Nice. And then if some of the whites are too pronounced, just like use a brush and then cover them a little bit. I know sometimes it's hard to see, like what's the point of making it dark and then, or like making it light and then kind of erasing everything and then making it light again and then erasing everything. I personally feel like it is the depth you get. Sometimes the depth you do really need to build it up, and then it's not just one layer can do it all. You do need multiple layers of it. It's kind of like oil painting, the classical approach versus alla prima. Alla prima is nice. You do have that kind of responsive randomness to it, I guess, because it's like all in one shot. But then the classical approach, when you layer it layer by layer, it does give off another vibe as well, because the time marinates, like whatever, like it settles, and then, you know, I don't know how to describe it. Like it just kind of hits different. Each approach would be different. So yeah. And then for grass, I personally also need to keep in mind that it's like irregular, right? Grass doesn't grow the same length, the same direction. It does not look the same in each and every situation. So just draw them randomly as well. Bro, I think like my brain and body is at 20% of battery, of energy, I'd say. I don't know why. It's been a lot. Like noontime, I went to the coffee shop, and then one of my friends, he came. We chatted for a little bit, and then I brought him to the studio. And then after the studio, I'm here, like drawing right now. I do feel a little bit stressed in the sense that since I'm already posting daily or like drawing daily, if I miss a day, I actually feel like, ugh, I'm missing something, you know. I need to post every day, or like I need to draw every day. Right now I'm just checking like what bunches of the grass are like just a little bit even more darker, let's say, and then adding the darkness to it. And then obviously it's too separated, so I'm just using the brush to blend it out a little bit so it's not as harsh. I like it. I think these two people should be a little bit closer, like around here. Yeah. Constantly sharpening the pencil because the paper is so tiny. I kind of want to put my music on. Ugh. But my speaker's on the other side, so I'm like, never mind. Oh, this is a little bit too dark. I don't know, misty. I feel like having some grass that's just like randomly placed lying around horizontal is also like nice as well. Recently, I haven't been doing a lot of meditation. This week I didn't run a lot like as last week. Last week totally I ran, like in total I ran 15 kilometers. I probably ran 5K every day for 3 days. This week, only yesterday I ran like a 7K. So yeah, but it's okay. I feel like a week just passed by so fast that you don't realize it, you know. All of a sudden it's like Friday. I'm like, whoa, shit, what did I do for this week? But yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of meditation lately, which I'm guilty of, because I feel like meditation, it can keep me thinking. It keeps me thinking of like thinking of questions and whatever. I'm just a little bit occupied at work. Like, yeah. This part is really dark, so I can kind of press it a little bit harder. I have been reading, but not as much as before. Like, there was a month I read 5 books, which is pretty crazy. Probably more than like the couple years that I was reading. But yeah. I'm just thinking, because before I've been reading a lot of self-improvement books, and I do want to take a break of self-improvement books. Not that like I don't need to improve, but that I need something to refresh. I'm tired. To refresh my mind a little bit. Right now, going back with the eraser. I have like a newer eraser, which is the right one, and then like an older eraser. This is like, I basically can retire this, but sometimes I like old erasers because they're not as harsh as newer ones. I feel like newer ones, they clean way too good. It's like all of a sudden the value changes so much, and I don't need that. I need something subtle. I just want to erase one tiny little bit instead of like a whole area. See how light this is? I really like that. Hopefully you guys can see and my hand is not blocking it. Let me just zoom in. Nah, if I zoom in, like the whole composition is gonna change and I have to move the camera and stuff like that. Oh man, anyway, I'm just gonna move the camera for a bit. I think this is good. I think you guys can see a little bit better. I'm just like kneading my eraser to like a flat point, like a flat surface, and then like kind of just making the grass-like place. Sometimes it will have a lot of charcoal on it, so I refreshen it a little bit and then redo the whole part. Like that. But right now you guys can see the white part is a little bit too white, so I'm just gonna blend it a little bit like that, which is nice. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out. Put you guys back. Yeah. So basically that's how like the details are worked at. It's just constant back and forth. It's basically just patience, I find. Like drawing, painting, everything, it's just down to patience. Like sure, you can have really, really good skills. It helps. But then if you don't have the patience, I feel like for each personality, you can find your own way of drawing or painting. Like if you don't have patience, you can definitely paint, you know, bigger or like just more crazier, which is like totally a style. Right now I'm using pan pastel to kind of reinforce the darker parts. And then right now I'm using 4B soft. Gonna make darker lines. Darker for the grass and everything. The grass like in front is pretty big, so I can have bigger grasses, bigger strokes. I feel like I can also use an HB. 2B. Where's my HB? 2B. It's all 2B here. Oh well. Wait. This is like pencil. No, graphite. I don't want to use graphite. Hey, where's my HB? This is HB. So I feel like HB can be for the lighter parts because you basically can't see anything. Like you barely can see any strokes, but I do think the HB, like even having strokes that you can't see, it makes the gesture feeling, like the gesture of the grass, like how the grass is moving, you know? I don't really like this part because it feels like I dotted on the grass. So, which, you know, there's grasses that does look like dotted on, to be honest. I'm just going to make it more grass-like. And then add more strokes of grass. Like that. Yeah, also back to the 4B. I feel like it's more mystic at the back. Probably like the back here, it's a little bit too dark. Like I'm just applying really light pressure here. And then smoothing it out with a brush. This part is a little bit too white. So my camera just overheated, you know, as per usual. So I put my charcoal drawings on a pause. And then right now I am just getting back to it. Whoa, is that a spider? I think that's a bug. Let me spray it. Ooh, no. Okay. It's just a mosquito or something. Yeah, so during the time that my camera overheated, I was just doing some more color swatches of the, what do you call it? Of the pastels that I just bought yesterday. It's really fun. Today I was like mixing more colors to it. So yeah, just like seeing how the color mixes and everything. Right now I'm changing to HB hard because I'm in a lighter area right now. I don't want my pencil lines to be so harsh. So yeah, just kind of like adding the back area here. Honestly, it's pretty good. I feel like it's pretty good. And just adding some smaller pieces of grass, I'd say. Some lighter parts. And then also, like here, it's my studio mate, if you guys hear it. He's okay. We get along, so I don't want you guys to worry about it. I'm not sure what they're doing though, or what they're talking about. But yeah, we have good studio mates. So these are, let me just add a little bit more detail to the grass. I think I can start working on like the outline of the person. He's wearing a hat, and then shoulder. His shoulder is a little bit broad. Here. Here. I feel like I can make him, no. I was like, I feel like I drew him a little bit too short. Or maybe like the grass area isn't right. But I think like drawing him here is good. And the other person like around here. Not too far away. Just gonna scribble. I literally can't see what I'm drawing. Okay, cool. So since I can't see, I'm just going to add it, like make it darker. This is using a 2B soft. And then now I'm gonna use my blending stump to kind of blend it out, not making the lines too harsh or too noticeable. Like that. Now for this woman here, she's like holding something. And then I'm gonna use the blending stump again. Like that. clear out the edges. I feel like I can't really see his jacket line, so I'm just gonna clear out the edges so I can see like where his jacket ends. This is HB. Kind of like that, like having an outline of it. I feel like his jacket's like a little bit long, so I drew him a little bit too short. But then like if I draw him too big, because the proportion of this paper and this screen thing is not the same. So I'm just gonna draw it like that. I like it. And then now for the trees. So I'm gonna do some blending here, and I think I'm gonna just make the edges a little bit darker because I feel like I just can't get to the edge of the paper a lot of times. Just gonna scribble it in. Cool. And right now for the trees, so I'm just gonna scribble a little bit of like the leaves. This is using HB since the back of it is so light, like the value is so light, and I don't want to overdo it. Let me see if I can see anything. Yes. So I'm just gonna scribble the leaves in like really lightly, kind of hinting the leaves. We already had like somewhat sort of an outline of the trees, so all we need to do is just like refine the outline a little bit. Really, really lightly. I'm gonna use the other side of the blending stump. I feel like this is a little bit too dark. This tree, it's a little bit too dark, so I'm just gonna dab it away. Nice. And then now still continuing to the bottom of the trees. Like, I just want you guys to know this is not like accurate of what this photograph is. I honestly don't think it should be 100% like just look alike. I'm grabbing my pencil this way because it can give me like a really, really soft touch, and then not too precise So I like, this is a little bit dark, this area of the sky. Okay. Just gonna blend that out. And then this part is just a little bit too light, so I'm just gonna blend that out as well. And then now I'm going to look at what part are just a little bit darker. Still using my HB pencil. HBs are tricky. And I feel like holding your pencil sideways like this, it gives you less of a control of where you can draw. So the motion is more free. It's more free. Just gonna add this tree here. Just gonna rub off the excess charcoal on my blending stump. Still using like a really soft motion to blend out the tree. Gonna draw some branches here, here. If you find the lines are a little bit too harsh, just use a blending stump, I'd say. And then if it's still way too harsh, then you're liking, just use the eraser and erase it. And just make sure my camera is still recording. Nice. There's just like a tiny tree at the back, like basically kind of invisible. Now refine the tree here. I'm tired, sleepy tired. And then there's another tree here. Let me just zoom out. Like, basically, it's like disappeared. Kind of like a pretty slim and tall tree here. Really light tree branches. Even me now, I can't really see what I'm drawing, but I know that the hint of the tree branch is here. Like the fuzziness of the tree branch. Okay, cool. And then now I'm gonna draw the taller tree. This is its peak. I know the proportion's not right, but it's okay. Back then, there was a period of time that I loved drawing trees. Like, I was just practicing tree drawing, and I think it came in handy right now. These are like some softer branches. Here, 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 then some more softer branches. Kind of like that. Yeah, and then I think I can add the leaves. The leaves as well. I'm just like scribbling it in, but with the direction of how the leaf grows. And then just gonna use a clean side of the blending stump to kind of blend the leaves out a little bit so the lines are more natural. Also following where the leaf, like the direction of the leaves growing. I feel like I should add some leaves in the middle here. Gonna add some branches. Reinforce some branches of the tree, blending it out. That's the main tree that we have here. Just gonna stop. Like, we can work on this forever if you want, if I want. We can always add a little bit more details, I feel like. And we can also come back to this drawing tomorrow to have a fresh eye on what we're doing. I feel like back here is a little bit like lighter. I'm gonna erase the back a little bit. Here. And then blend it out here. Yep. And then, you know, just adding some bushes here and there. If we need. And right now, like, I can call it finished. I can call it done. However, I do want to, like, again reinforce the darkness of the leaves. Like, because stronger shadow and light, it just creates more of an atmosphere, I find, and I really like that type of feeling. Blend it out with a brush, probably like a blending stump as well. Like here. Like that. Like on top of her head, there's another tree that's a little bit lighter. I can probably add that. Let me see. I feel like the line is just really not straight. I don't like that. Like the horizon is just not really straight. Making it a little bit straighter. And then also adding some more darkness, some more shadow to the pupil. Right now I'm using a 6B extra soft. So this this charcoal is really soft. It breaks really easily, which obviously I don't think anyone wants their pencil to break easily, but it is what it is. She's holding something, so I'm just gonna lightly hint that. She's like the devil, like the death that's holding that thing. Also 6B extra soft. Just adding some texture. I could feel like there's branches here, you know. Like horizontal ones here. Adding some branches. Right now, I'm just like adding in more darker areas, as in where I can make it just a little bit more darker. Probably at the grass here. Here. Right now I'm just adding the edges. I feel like I can stop here. I'll probably add that tree. This is like a bigger charcoal. I kind of like that because it's not really detailed. It's just like there. Add some treetops, the leaves. And then like there are some trees at the far end. Sometimes I feel like my charcoal has too much glue on it, so it's not like showing properly. And then just probably some finishing touches, as in like the leaves and stuff like that. I'm gonna just like dot here and there. Hinting where the gaps are between the leaves. And then obviously if the gap between the leaves are too light, just like brush it out. I think this is all set, basically. Yeah, I think today's drawing is all set. Thank you guys for watching and tuning into like such a long video. I find it's probably like an hour and a half long already. I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this. Yeah, I'm just gonna, every time when I say I'm finished, I'm still working on something. Like it can never be done. That kind of feeling. Just gonna add some more lights. I feel like behind the darker grass that's in the foreground, there are lighter parts behind it, so I'm just gonna do that. And then blending it out. Anyway, okay. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!